A rectangular storage container with an open top is to have a volume of 10 cubic meters. So, meron tayong box dito na 10 cubic meters yung kaya niyang i-carry, and the length of its base is twice its width. The material cost would be, for the base, that would be $10 per square meter, and for the side that would be $6 per square meter. Find the cost of the materials for the cheapest container. So for this particular problem, we are to optimize the cost since we are to find the cheapest. So we need to find a general equation for the cost, and then we apply differential there, and we get the most cheapest value for the box that is to contain a volume of 10 cubic meter here. So dinrawing ko na yung box, no? So let's say you have your base denoted as x, your width denoted as y, and then your height denoted as z. So what we want to do here is makapag-derive tayo ng equation for the cost, the total cost of the box. So yung box natin, we have a separate costing for the base, and then you have a separate costing for the sides. So let's start with the base. So for the cost of your base, since open top to, we're going to consider this portion only. Okay. So for the base, we have $10 per square meter. So 10 times the area of the base. Our area of the base here, you have 10 times xy. So that would be the cost of your base. Let's proceed to the sides. For the sides, that would be $6 per square meter. So 6 times the total area of your sides. Okay? So yung sides natin, magkaiba yung area nito. Ito parehas to eh. Kasi this would be y times c. However, this 2 here is a different area since this is x times z also. So for the sides, again, you have 6 here. So you have 4 sides to consider. Two sides are the same. So you have 2 here. Ito muna. May dalawa kang yz. So you have 2yz. Okay. 2yz. And then another 2xz. Okay? Ito yung area ni yz, yung side na to. And then ito naman yung area ni xz, yung sides na to. Okay, let's simplify this one. So we have here 6 times 2, that would be 12. So 12yz plus 12xz. As you can see, may common term tayo dyan, yung 12 at yung z. So baka pwede nating ilabas. So meron kang 12z x plus y. Take note, this is the cost of the sides. We are to add the 2. So for the total cost now, you simply have to add the cost of the base plus cost of the sides. So for the total cost, C total, let's say C na lang, you have cost of the base plus cost of the sides. Meron tayong 10xy plus 12z x plus y. But the problem here, pwedeng C na lang to, no, for the total cost. But the problem here is that, as you can see, we have 3 variables. You have x, y, and z. Gusto natin gawin dito is that we write the equation that needs to be optimized in terms of one variable only. Okay? So, let's go back to the problem. Tignan natin yung mga conditions na binigay. The first condition here is that the total volume of the box is 10 cubic meter. Okay, that is the first condition. As we all know, for the volume of the box, that is simply area of the base times height. Since we have a rectangular base here, so ang area of the base mo, that would be xy, ang height mo, z. Take note, this is 10 cubic meters. Okay? That is the first condition. Another condition that is given is that the length of the base is twice its width. Ito, sabi niya. The length of the base is twice its width. This is your base, this is your width. Therefore, we could say x is equal to 2y. Base is equal to twice its width. Ayan, x is equal to 2y. You plug in mo to dito. no? So for the volume now, we have 10 is equal to, change x to 2y, so you have 2y, y times z. Okay, divide both sides by 2, so we have 5 y times y, that would be y squared, and then we have z here. Divide both sides by y squared para matira na lang si z, and then you flip it, so you have z, you have 5 over y squared. Okay, ayusin lang natin yung equal sign. So you have 5 over y squared. Okay, so let's say this is equation 1 kasi ito yung pinaka-important equation natin, the one that needs to be optimized. This is equation 2, and then this is equation 3. What I want to do is that this one could be rewritten into a singular variable only. So let's plug in equation 2 and equation 3 in 1. So ang cost natin, you have 10, ang x mo is 2y times y plus 12, ang z mo is 5 divided by y squared, no? Multiply by the quantity of x. Again, yung x mo is 2y, and then yung y mo as it is. Ano nang papansin natin dito? It's now represented into a singular variable. So this is your total cost in terms of y. So pwede natin isulat na ganyan. Para hindi kayo malito, pwede na natin tanggalin to, no? Total cost na yan. But for the lecture purposes, I'll add y here, no? Para alam natin na in terms of y yung equation. Now, let's simplify. So, 10 times 2, 20, y times y, that would give you y squared. Tama? O, ba't ko ba kinu-question sarili ko? Y times y squared, no? So, we have 20 y squared plus, ito, pwede mo itong i-add, since same naman silang y, 2 plus y, that would be 3y, no? So, palitan na natin to. Baka pwede ko nang ilagay as 3y. Ayan. And then, as you can see, may makakancel ka dito. Cancel, cancel. May isang y na matitira, no? And then, 12 times 5 times 3, if ilagay po sa calco yan, 12 times 5 times 3, that would give you 180. So, you have 180 over y here. Okay, that is now your total cost in terms of y. Now, this is the one that needs to be optimized, so we could now apply differentiation. Duplicate muna natin ito. Ayan. So, let's apply derivative here. So, we get the derivative of the equation in terms of y. Okay, so ito magiging c prime na yan, no? C prime of y. For the first term, this is simply 20. Derivative ni y squared, you have 2y. Plus, ito naman, 180. Ito, kung tataas ko yan, magiging y raised to negative 1 yan. So, pag ikukunin ko yung derivative nun, we have negative 1, y, negative 1, minus 1. That would be y raised to negative 2. So, let's simplify this para mas maganda tignan. 20 times 2, that would be 40y minus 180 divided by y squared. Okay, so parang di na tayo mag-check mamaya, no? Baka pwede na natin itignan kung ito bang masasolve natin would give the maximum or minimum. So, the problem here is asking for the cheapest. So, when you say cheapest, minimum, para ma-check natin yan, let's do the second derivative test, no? So, for checking, so c double prime of y, derivative of 40y, that would be 40. Ito naman, no? Si negative 180 yan, pag itataas ko yan, that is y raised to negative 2. So, ang derivative nyan, you have negative 2, y raised to negative 2 minus 2. So, you have here, tawag nito, 40 plus 180 times 2, no? So, as you can see, positive yung sagot, no? Positive yung sagot natin dito, since this would give you a positive value, Therefore, makukuha natin sagot later on for for the value of your y would give you the minimum value for the cost. So, okay tayo dun, no? This would give us the minimum, absolute minimum. So, cheapest, so masasolve natin mamaya. Inunahan ko na lang mag-checking dito. Okay, so let's go back here. Since this is the one that needs to be optimized, i-equate natin c prime of y equal to 0. So, let's continue. 0 now is equal to 40y minus 180 y raised to negative 2, or copyahin ko na lang, over y raised to 2. So, lipat natin yung isa sa kabila. So, you have 180 over y raised to 2. May positive na yan. Is equal to 40y. Apply cross multiplication here. So, you have 180 is equal to 40y times y squared. That would give you 40 cube. Pagbalik na rin natin. So, you have 40y cubed is equal to 180. Divide both sides by 40. No? Para mawala yung isa dyan. So, matitira na lang dito. Y cubed 180 over 40. If we are going to simplify 180 divided by 40, this is 9 over 2. Palitan ko na. So, this is 9 over 2. No? Gusto ko matanggal yan. So, multiply ko lahat ng raised to 1/3. So, y now is equal to the cube root of 9 over 2. No? Yan, no? Cube root of 9 over 2. So, yan na yung na-solve nating value ni y, yung height ng box mo na magbibigay ng cheapest cost. Okay? Since the problem is asking for the cheapest, find the cost, no? The cost of materials that would give us the cheapest container. We're just going to go back here. Yung formula no cost mo. Ano ba yun? Ito. Babalikan natin to. No? Hanapin natin yung puro y na lang siya. Yan. Ito. Babalikan natin to. Ang gagawin lang natin is substitute natin yung na-solve natin sa y. Okay, therefore ang cheapest cost natin, no? You have 20 y squared. So, ano lang, try natin muna ilagay sa calc ito para makuha natin yung numerical value. Yung decimal niya. No, that is 1.65, no? If you want to get the exact, i-store nyo na lang sa calc nyo to. Pwede nyo siyang store at A. Sir, paano mag-store? Diba? Let's say, na-solve mo yan. Press mo lang yung shift. And then, shift. May lalabas na sa screen nyo yan, no? I-type nyo muna ito. May lalabas sa screen nyo. Pag nakalabas na yan, press mo yung shift. And then, yung RCL. Kasi nasa taas ng RCL button is store. No? And then, punta ka dun kay may A. Yung taas niya A. I think yung negative sign yan. No? Ang lalabas daw sa screen ng calc nyo, ganito. ANS, may arrow, A. Kung nagawa mo yan, goods tayo. Pero if not, problema mo na yan. No? Practicean mo. So, you have 20A raised to 2. Let's say, na-store mo na yan. Plus 180 over A. So, type natin sa calc. Okay, so ang total cost mo, no? That would give us the cheapest box. That would be $163.54. Okay? No need to check if this is the minimum since na-check na natin siya kanina. No? This is your minimum cost. So, that's the answer for a problem. Ito, for this particular problem. So, ayan. Ito yung buong solution. No? So medyo umikot-ikot lang tayo, but still we solved this one.